Body of a woman, white hills, white thighs. You look like a world, lying in surrender. My rough peasant's body digs in you, and makes the sun leap from the depth of the earth. I was lone like a tunnel, the birds fled from me, and night swamped me with its crushing invasion. To survive myself I forged you like a weapon, like an arrow in my bow, a stone in my sling. But the hour of vengeance falls, and I love you. Body of skin, of moss, of eager and firm milk. Oh, the goblets of the breast, oh, the eyes of absence, oh, the roses of the pubis, oh, your voice, slow and sad. Body of my woman, I will persist in your grace, my thirst, my boundless desire, my shifting road, dark river beds where the eternal thirst flows, and weariness follows, and the infinite ache. Body of a Woman, written by Chilean poet and politician Pablo Neruda in 1924, as part of his book 20 Love Poems and a Song of Despair, presents a musing relationship between the female race and the earth. Considering the time period this poem was written, the reader observes an outdated and more immense, yet still applicable view of the world's gender divide, and an outlook on the earth that is nothing but more applicable today than it was almost a century ago. Neruda captures the harm that mankind does to the people and things it relies on, and its rigid yet unbridled acceptance of its wrath and corruption. Before we get into the poem, I will clarify that I am reading and analyzing the version of this poem translated into English from Spanish by the writer and poet W.S. Merwin. This work is written in the first person. The narrator represents either humanity as a whole in the face of the earth, or the male race in the face of the female race. Body of a woman, white hills, white thighs. Neruda begins this poem by comparing a woman's thighs to hills, beginning the natural imagery that compares a woman to Mother Nature or the earth, and describes them as white, insinuating purity and innocence. You look like a world, lying in surrender. This line is often considered to allude to the common stereotype of a woman's sexual submission to a man and a historical responsibility that has fallen upon women to succumb to and provide for a man. Of course, it also alludes to the position that Earth has taken under humanity, literally and metaphorically. Mankind has forced Mother Earth into surrender. My rough peasant's body digs in you and makes the sun leap from the depth of the earth. This line combines sexual and natural imagery. Pablo Neruda's eye, which again represents the male race and humanity, claims impurity in the face of the earth, yet still consciously inhibits her. The sun leaping from the earth can represent birth, a natural consequence of sex, or all the resources mankind extracts from the earth, steals from the earth. Both of these things can be seen as having an unblemished purity, as they are naturally occurring and have not yet been corrupted by man. I was alone like a tunnel. The birds fled from me, and night swamped me with its crushing invasion. This line furthers the contempt of man. Neruda strengthens and continues the element of self-deprecation that is very important to this piece. It shows not only how inferior mankind is made to be, but just the outright badness that humanity displays. Night swamped me with its crushing invasion can show how helpless Neruda is without the earth/woman. The reader is reminded of how we fully rely on the earth. This is a statement of the obvious. Without the earth, we would have no place to live, and without women, we'd stop living. It is also important to note in this line that humanity is recognizing its badness, and therefore consciously being bad. To survive myself, I forged you like a weapon, like an arrow in my bow, a stone in my sling. Here, mankind admits to stealing the earth's innocence. He again admits to using the earth for his gain and alleviation. Mankind is again saying, I recognize and acknowledge my sin, and it pains me. But the hour of vengeance falls, and I love you. Body of skin, of moss, of eager and firm milk. Oh, the goblets of the breast, oh, the eyes of absence, oh, the roses of the pubis, oh, your voice, slow and sad. The hour of vengeance symbolizes mankind's recognition of the way it treats the earth, and remembers its love for it. This line, again comparing the earth to a woman, highlights beauty in how the earth and woman provide for mankind. Mankind is here again, recognizing and reflecting on how lovely and kind Mother Nature is. Humanity understands its wrath and corruption, and it accepts it. Mankind has decided that we can love something dearly, be fully indebted to its grace, and still treat it viciously. The lines, "Oh, the eyes of absence," and "Oh, your voice, slow and sad," locks in the theme of society's cruelty. It is now recognized that we are wrathful upon sentient beings, that we cause harm below the surface, and we're willing. Clearly, we resist the idea that we are terrible. We weep and we say, "I see what I have done, and it makes me feel so sick that I will write a poem about it. However, I'll do nothing else." Body of my woman, I will persist in your grace. My thirst, my boundless desire, my shifting road, dark riverbeds where the eternal thirst flows and weariness follows, and the infinite ache. Here, in the final line of the poem, humanity takes possession of the woman/world, possibly taking on a responsibility, only furthering the irony, just as us humans do. Mankind now feels empowered by the world. It says, "We love you and are attracted to you, for you provide for us in your eternal glory, and with that strength that you have given us, we will hurt you even more." Neruda finishes the poem by wrapping up the hauntingly beautiful irony. He recognizes the world's beauty, purity, and necessity, and he recognizes his own inferiority and grotesqueness, yet he makes no effort to reverse his transgressions, no effort to reciprocate what the earth has given him. And this is the true irony of mankind. Humans, as you may know, have a habit of taking cruel advantage of people and things, and care not for the harm we leave. Maybe Neruda's intention with this poem was to confront the world through his readers, to say, "Look how ridiculous we are. Look what the earth has given us, and look how we treat it. How can we be like this?" The last thing I'd like to say about this poem is that each work in 20 Love Poems and a Song of Despair is accompanied by a piece of artwork. For Body of a Woman, we see a beautiful nude woman facing towards the side. She is holding her hands out, clasped in front of her body, looking as though she may be holding something. This pose symbolizes the woman providing. Her nudity and long hair are displays of the natural world, as she does, of course, symbolize Mother Nature. The most important feature of this piece may be her solemn face. She has what could be described as eyes of absence. I'd like to say thank you so much to everyone who's taken the time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I know I enjoyed making it. If any of you handsome devils have any questions, comments, or criticisms, they would be greatly appreciated in the comment section below. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.